Hello and welcome to Mount San Antonio College for the 3C2A Basketball Championships on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Today we bring you the men's quarterfinals as we bring you complete coverage of all four quarterfinal matchups. And we start with an intriguing matchup as the top seed in the north, the City College of San Francisco Rams, take on the Cerritos College Falcons. I am Jeff Stoyan. I'm very pleased to be joined by San Jose City College head coach Devin I. And Devin, let's talk about the Rams first. Obviously, this is a team you know well. Saw them just in the previous round, so just a week ago. 29-1. It's just another season of top-notch performance from the City College of San Francisco Rams. Just one loss all season long. But you look at this team, and they don't leap out at you with individual gaudy numbers. What makes this team so tough?
What makes San Francisco City so tough is they just come at you in waves. They're just so deep, so talented. My thing when we were preparing for San Francisco City in the playoffs is we knew that if we had a chance to beat them, we were going to have to score, 85, 90 points. They're just so talented offensively. Like you said, they're just well balanced. They don't have any player that's averaging 20. However, they've got 12 guys that can score 20 on any given night. So it makes them a very tough team to prepare for because they're depth. And again, they'll sub in, 5 out, come at you in waves. And what I will say is that the key to trying to defend them is you definitely got to guard the three-point line. They just got so many weapons offensively.
Yeah, they're top 5 in the state in three-pointers made. They're actually 5th. And it's a number of different players that can hurt you with that shot, obviously, throughout the game. Let's talk a little bit about the Falcons on the other side. Now, you don't get as much of a look at them. They're another. If City College of San Francisco is the archetypal Goliath, then the David is on the other side here with the Falcons, starting out 9-7 on the season, but they go 14-1 since that point. The 12 seed in the South region, but a couple of wins on the road, and here they are. What accounts? What do you see typically from a team that is an entirely different team by the time you get to this final tournament versus at the start of the year?
Yeah, there could be a lot of different things that go into that. Just speaking off experience myself, maybe they had injuries beginning of the year. Maybe there could be addition from subtraction. If there was a player or two maybe that didn't understand their role, or those roles get more defined as the season comes along. And once you start to win a game or two or three, guys start to buy in more to the coach and to the game plans. And when you get off to a 9-7 start, it sounds like they were still trying to find their way, still trying to figure each other out. And then obviously to get on the run that they've had, 14-1 towards the end of the year, definitely sounds like the players have understood their roles.
Yeah, the 10th conference championship this year in the 16-year tenure of Russ May for the Cerritos College Falcons, but the first trip here to the championship tournament, and they get City College of San Francisco. An intriguing difference between these two teams is depth. You referenced it a moment ago. The Rams go 12, maybe 13 deep. The Falcons, a little less from the bench, maybe going to see only about 8 or 9 players. But both these teams come in having not played for 5 days. Could depth matter when you have that much rest?
No, absolutely. San Francisco City's depth is going to be, at this point of the year, I don't think Cerritos is really going to get tired. I think it's more psychological. They sub in those 5 guys, and they come at you at waves. Can Cerritos handle that psychological intimidation? I guess you would call it.
An early 3 from King Nisani Will Height, who shoots over 40% from three-point range on the season. One of many sharpshooters from the outside for the Rams, and he gets them going. The Falcons will try to answer back out front, rimming no good. And John Squire has the rebound. Here come the Rams, looking to extend on the early 3-0 lead. They skip it near side, and the 3 on the way is good. Back-to-back threes to get things going as Ricky Mitchell Jr. connects. Well, those are the 2 leading three-point threats, both averaging in double figures on the season, and they both get off early.
Those are 2 of the key players. They had great games against us, too. And again, you have to guard the three-point line for San Francisco City College. They just shoot it so well, and they spread you out. You're going to have to come out and spread out your defense.
The fadeaway from Dylan Potts is good. That gets the Falcons on the board. It's 6-2. Rams looking to answer back very quickly to the left hand. And the layup up and good. Miles Amos gets to the basket. It's 8-2. 3 different players have scored on the first 3 possessions for the Rams. And they lead it by 6. Potts drops it down low. First touch for Spencer Ezewiro. The hook from Ezewiro gets the roll. It's 8-4. How important is it for the Falcons to get off to a good start here? They know they have a big challenge in front, but they come in confident. Nonetheless, they know the team they're facing here.
Yeah, you have to be confident against San Francisco City College. That's the key. You got to get off to a good start. I do think that if you get off to a good start against San Francisco, it calms your nerves a little bit. Cerritos is doing the right thing. They're getting it inside, which I think that's a good way to counter San Francisco's aggressive defense.
Running the floor, the reverse is good. Marcel Hayes running the floor. It's 8-6. So after that shaky beginning that saw them get down 6-0, here come the Falcons. They're within 2, and on the turnover, they get it back.
San Francisco's going to mix up their presses here, too. They like to either put a man on ball for a diamond press, or they'll go a 2-1-2. So kind of got to have 2 different press breaks to attack San Francisco City's press.
No shot early for leading scorer Darren Henry. It is very early. But perhaps that another good sign for the Falcons. They've managed to get the other players going as well. Hayes on the drive, foul called, heading to the line for a couple of free throws.
That's good by Cerritos. You don't want to just break San Francisco City's press. You got to make them pay for it once you get by them.
Critical for Hayes to get a fast start here. Did struggle in the win in the previous round at East Los Angeles College. He was 4 of 17 from the floor. They got the win, and they're here, but Hayes gets that layup early, now getting to the line. So perhaps a good sign for the Falcons to get him going early.
Absolutely, and getting to the foul line is great for Cerritos because it gives you a chance to kind of get your composure, get your defense set, and catch your breath, as San Francisco is going to come at you with plenty of bodies.
Am I possibly overrating that a bit for Hayes to have that struggle and for them to maybe try and get those touches early? For him to get him going? Are they aware of that, or is that something where that just kind of slides off and it's one game after another?
I wish I was a little more familiar with.
No, it's fine. Just sort of generally, I think sometimes I get kind of wrapped up in the numbers and maybe start to imagine things. But the players are playing. Near steal from Henry in the backcourt, but they get it into the front court. 8-7, another near steal. Great block for Ezewiro. The denial on Squire, and Ezewiro 4 blocks in the win against East Los Angeles College. He has been huge the last 2 rounds, 18 points, 11.5 rebounds. Double pump on the 3, missed everything. Knocked out of play off Cerritos.
San Francisco's really good on baseline out of bounds. This will be interesting here. They got about 6 to 8 points, if I recall, against us on baseline OBs.
Bring it in, get it up top. Amos on the near side looking for Will Height. They bring the trap, and Will Height does well just to keep it. Meanwhile, shot clock down to 5. Early going quarterfinal number 1, the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championship here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Happy you've joined us. Bring it in, shot clock running down. Back outside, Amos will fire for 3 in and out. High up for the board, it's Hayes. Now the Falcons looking for the lead. Henry at the controls. Darren Henry led the South Coast South in assists on the season. Runs this offense. Hayes drives the lane. Shot off the glass, won't go. Offensive rebound, another chance for the Falcons. Hook shot, no. Brewer got on the offensive glass, but couldn't get the follow. Rams keep the lead into the front court. Ricky Mitchell on the side, the 3 in and out again. Ezewiro has the rebound. Transition 3 rimming no for Henry. Contact on the rebound, and Ezewiro going to pick up the foul. And you have the sense early that Ezewiro is a real control tower, both offensively and defensively. The Falcons can ill afford to lose him to any kind of foul trouble. That's just his first.
Foul trouble, I don't know what it is with San Francisco over the years, but they always seem to get your top players in foul trouble when you play against them. I don't know if it's by design or if it just happens that way. But it's definitely key. You have to keep your better players out of foul trouble, and unfortunately, that's not what happened with us when we played them last week.
Well, they do it in this case with the rebound from Ricky Mitchell Jr. Averages a little under 2 rebounds, but he gets in there battling for that rebound and gets the foul from Ezewiro. Spinning into the lane, contact, and a travel, so the turnover for Vitor Oliveira, who has checked in for the Rams. Oliveira along with Titus Wilkins on. It will be a constant shuffle for Justin LeBon. On that Rams sideline, 15:44 and counting, remaining in the opening half.
The tempo of the game right now is favoring Cerritos.
Henry on the drive. Brewer to the right hand, shot off the glass, won't go, but a foul call. Brewer heading to the line. Yeah, it's interesting. The Falcons were really in the 70s for much of this season, but they really picked it up offensively throughout the conference schedule, averaging up at about 88 points a game. But I have the decided feeling here that the Falcons really want this one in the 70s, and the Rams would love to have it up in the 90s.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's definitely going to be the case. And right now, the tempo of the game, Cerritos looks comfortable. I will say San Francisco, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just me that thinks this, but I just feel like if you have a smaller, ultra-quick guard, San Francisco doesn't really like that. I think that plays, it's kind of like their Achilles heel. And Cerritos, we played them at the showcase a couple years ago. And number 5, Darren Henry, he is about as fast and as talented as he gets for a small guard. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on as this game unfolds.
Amos looking for Oliveira, who's fouled. Foul on Derek Curry, who has checked in. So that'll send Oliveira to the line. Falcons have erased the early 6-point deficit. We're tied at 8 as Oliveira readies the free throw. Back iron. Oliveira, 72% foul shooter. Averaging just under 10 points a game in the postseason. Had a big performance in the victory in round 1 over Fresno City. 13 points, 8 rebounds in the 26-point win. One of the top-seeded Rams, but 0 for 2 for Oliveira from the line. The Falcons once again will look for the lead. Botts will back it out, has Oliveira on him. He'll launch from way downtown, no good. They battle for the board in the lane. Late whistle comes in. This one going to go against the Rams.
I love the aggressiveness by Cerritos right there. You have to be aggressive. You can't worry about San Francisco in transition. You just got to go get those awards.
Yeah, Curry battling against Jermaine Halliburton. And Curry gets the rebound as he goes down. The foul called. It's going to go on Wilkins, who quickly picks up 2 fouls. Well, here is one advantage, rest or not, of the depth. They can come and get Wilkins. And it's Dominic Williams who will check in. Near steal, back outside, the challenge. Williams, the tie-up. First jump ball, the possession arrow. We'll give it to Cerritos. So they'll bring it in near side. I think one of the things you typically see with a team like City College of San Francisco that I think has to impress you about Justin LeBon is 12 or 13 players, and yet seemingly manages to keep everybody happy, everybody committed to the central goal of what they're trying to do as a team.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, especially at this level. Junior college level, guys seem to think that the stats are what's going to get them to recruited. And for them to buy in to what it takes to win is definitely a testament to his coaching. Williams
over Ezewiro, doesn't get the bounce, back outside. Halliburton, they'll swing it around. Amos on the clear out with the juke, goes to the reverse, lays it in. Miles Amos.
He has an explosive first step. He was the MVP of their conference this past year. Kind of the heart to their team. Makes a lot of plays. Really physical, explosive athlete.
Tipped and stolen. The travel on the drive by Ray John Spears. And for the Falcons, Andrew Mata checks in. Mata, a sharpshooter, shoots 42% from three-point range. On for the Falcons. Rams continue with the pressure. They have the 10-8 lead. Bots picked up by Halliburton. Hayes around to Ezewiro screen. Shot clock at 9.
It's like Cerritos is doing a continuous ball screen motion offense, trying to get the switch, because San Francisco likes to switch ball screens. And then you get one of those bigger guys on one of your quick guards, got to go one-on-one, make a play, and send everybody to the old boards. It's pretty simple, but it's harder said than harder done than said, I guess I should say.
Well, you talked about the speed of Henry, what he does for this team. How about with the shot clock winding down, manages to not only get into the lane, get a shot up, but he picks up the second foul on Miles Amos, who will now have to head to the bench. Yeah. And one of those things where you can't teach speed.
No, yeah, San Francisco, I do think if a team's going to beat them in this tournament, it's going to be a team with speed, and Cerritos definitely has that. Makes this an intriguing matchup.
Jason Owens checks in for the Falcons. One more for Henry. Averages a little over 14 points a game. And 85% from the line. He hits them both. Tied once again at 10. Halliburton at the controls. Williams go up top. Long three, rims high, no good. Ricky Mitchell Jr. can't get it to go. The foul on the rebound on the Rams. Rams starting to pick up the team fouls.
That shot, if you're a normal pedestrian and didn't know anything about Ricky Mitchell, you might think that was a questionable shot, but he's an elite shooter. Transferred from San Jose State, so he's a D1 bounce back, and his range starts once he walks into the gym. Yeah,
39% from three-point range on the season. Leading scorer for the Rams. Trouble on the inbound. Spears will try for three, no. Long rebound, Williams tracks it down. Another chance for the Rams. Halliburton will try for three. Back tap. Third chance for the Rams. Squires sets the screen. Mitchell goes down low. Up top. Spears again for three. Rams having trouble finding the range. Down goes Ezewiro.
That should be a foul.
And the foul in the backcourt. Boy, three good looks. The Falcons living a little dangerously here, but the Rams so far not able to take advantage.
Yeah. They did have some great looks. That's what San Francisco City does. They have that spurt ability about them. The dangerous part is they get a steal, they hit a three, they come down, hit another three. They can get 9 points on you in 20 seconds, and that's that danger about them that they're always, at any moment, capable of doing.
Not a big surprise to see the Rams put together a few offensive rebounds. They're top 10 in the state in rebound margin. They dominated on the boards in the win over Fresno City, 56-33 in that win. The steal, break back the other way. Mitchell going to try to go coast to coast, high off the glass with the soft touch. Ricky Mitchell gives the Rams the lead. Henry quickly back the other way, elevates, the shot won't go.
One of the things about San Francisco is you can't give them live ball turnovers like that. They give them live ball turnovers, they come down, score it, and they can set their press right back up. Cerritos.
The entry pass, and Ezewiro with the reach in, and that's going to be the second on Ezewiro.
Yeah, that's not good. It's got to be more disciplined. You can't get those silly fouls like that. His team's going to need them.
Leading rebounder in the South Coast South on the season. 30-second timeout. We'll step aside very quickly. The Rams leading in 12-10 quarterfinal number 1, the 3C2A basketball championship.
14-10. Rams with the lead. Back outside. Rams keep it. Halliburton on the drive. Scoop, no good. Tip dunk. Jalen Glenn off the bench with the spectacular finish. 14-10. Rams back up 4. Russ May going to take a timeout. And let's watch here as Glenn finishing off the miss from Halliburton. Rams up 4. Rams up 14-10, and the press early on paying dividends for the Rams. Just 3 turnovers for the Falcons, but the Rams have been able to take advantage, it would seem, and get themselves out into transition. Again, Glenn, fresh off the spectacular dunk with the steal, but the long pass, Spears can't handle it. And the Falcons get it back. Well, nearly a break going the other way for the Rams again. But the Falcons escape. They trade turnovers. 14-10. The Rams on top, 11:29 and counting remaining in the first half. Again, special thanks to Devin I, sitting in for a few minutes with us. San Jose City College offering his insights, and Devin will rejoin us for our next game as well, and hopefully throughout the weekend to give his thoughts on the matchups as we move along. Halliburton working against Henry into the front court, little stutter step. Squire in the lane. The 3 is good. Mitchell given just a little bit of space. Dangerous pass. Spears has the steal, looking for the 3 off the back iron. Long rebound. Mata will corral it. But after the Falcons pulled even at 10, the Rams have gone on a 7-0 run, opened up their largest lead at 17-10. Henry outside. Hayes will try to answer for a 3 around and out. Long rebound. Glenn going to elect to save it, stepped on the sideline. So the Falcons get it back. Hard to say. I think Glenn unsure whether or not that was a ball that was off of the Falcons or the Rams. And ultimately tried to make the save, so the Falcons get it back. They'll bring it in far corner. Squire high up has the steal. Turnover for the Falcons. Rams looking to extend the run. King Nisani Wilhite back in. They feed Squire in the post, and the foul as they battle down low. That on Derek Curry. Curry, the 6'7" freshman out of Lawndale High School. And he will check out. And we'll see Jordan Willard. Mention the difference in the respective benches and what they do for these teams thus far in the postseason. The Rams getting better than 40 points a game off the bench. That number for the Falcons is a little under 12. So a difference in what they get typically from the bench as Spears drains the three. Now the Rams starting to find the range. It's a 10-0 run. They've doubled up the Falcons 20-10. And Devin I, moments ago, talking about the penchant for this Rams team to use that pressure, and very quickly they can get a run going. And for the first time here today, that's what we're seeing. Another timeout taken as the Rams open up the 10-point lead. It's the 3C2A men's basketball quarterfinals on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Falcons will bring it in, down 10, and let's see if they get the ball in the hands of Darren Henry. Leading scorer, leading playmaker in the South Coast South on the season. Outside with Brewer. It's Brewer working on Glenn. Comes up shooting from 15, missed everything. So they look for Blake Brewer. Comes up empty, 20-10. The Rams get it back. Falcons showing full court pressure with Henry again. But on the drive, Botts gets a hand in. This one is off of the Rams, off of Wilhite. Good hands for Dylan Botts. Falcons get it back. Once again, they trade turnovers. Well, actually, the Falcons missed the shot. But get it back on the fast hands from Dylan Botts. Henry between the circles. Continues to distribute. Looking for Hayes. Hayes picked up by Squire in the switch. Fires left of the key. Long rebound. Back outside. Hayes gets the Falcons another chance. Scoring drought now for the Falcons. And Henry on the drive, tripped up. The foul going to go on the Rams. This is going to go on Spears. It's his first, 6th team foul. Henry tried to flip that one up in the air. Saw Henry do that earlier on a drive. And just knows that if he can get that ball airborne at all, maybe get himself to the line. Doesn't have to be particularly close to the basket. That time not able to do it. Non-shooting foul quickly into Botts. Shot clock at 18. Botts fires from 12. Foul called. Glenn going to pick up the foul. Well, as you might expect, the Rams are aggressive defensively. Knowing that they have that depth on the bench. They will challenge. They send Botts to the line. He shoots 88%. And the soft touch on the first. I think for Glenn, challenges that shot. But that's a risky play. Botts, such an outstanding free throw shooter. Hits them both. That finally breaks the Rams' run. They still lead it by 8. Wilhite dancing on the dribble. Drives the lane, hangs in the air, good into foul. King Nisani Wilhite with a chance for a 3-point play. Averages a little under 12 points a game. It's been playing well in the postseason, if not all season long. Shooting the ball well. Mentioned shooting 40% on the season. 5 of 11 through the 2 rounds of the playoffs from long range, that time on the drive. gets 3 the hard way. 11-point lead for the Rams. This is their largest. Henry. Outside for Willard. Willard driving on Williams. Able to hang in the air and get the shot to go. 23-14, Jordan Willard. Just a little under 5 points a game. That's a big bucket for the Falcons. Gets them back within 9. Brewer might have got a piece on the shot from Glenn. Falcons back. Henry drives the lane, fans it out. Botts for a 3. Splash. Dylan Botts knocks down the 3. Falcons back within 6. Will Height quickly back the other way. Baseline drive, shot blocked, offensive foul. Will Height might have pushed off with the off arm or maybe led with the shoulder. Either way, it's an offensive foul. We'll have a look there, and yeah. Lowers that left shoulder, maybe a little push with that left arm as well. But that caught the eye. And the foul called. Falcons have put together 5 straight to get back within 6. They have it back. The Rams set up the pressure. Under 8 to go, first half. Willard between the circles, Oliveira. On it. Hayes. Shot clock down to 10. Hayes starts a drive. Glenn able to dig it out momentarily. It's still loose. Botts has it. Botts for 3. No good. Rebound fought for. They're still battling. Halliburton has it. Fouled in the backcourt. Hayes or Botts. Let's see what the call is. And pressure for the Rams is so tough. No, I was wrong on both counts. No, it is. Okay. It's Marcel Hayes with his first. Halliburton back on. They clear out for Glenn. Back up top for Mitchell. Looking to get it back from Williams. Up top, Glenn. Shot clock at 10. Glenn will fire for 3. Rimming no good. Rebound tapped around, controlled by Willard. Henry into the front court. Skips it for Botts. Botts stops and pops and hits. Well, Dylan Botts was the hero in the win over East Los Angeles College for the Falcons to punch their ticket to the championship. 16 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And they needed it in that tight win against East Los Angeles. That 3 barely grazes the iron. It's out of bounds. The Falcons will have it back. They're on a 7-0 run. 23-19. Couple of substitutions for Russ May. And well, moments ago it was 23-12, but Russ May has known what to say to this team, evidently, all season long, especially of late. The 12 seed in the South. But they go to San Diego City in round 2 and get the win. Then go to East Los Angeles and upend the Huskies after they had a great season. And here they are. And the challenges seem to only get steeper as they take on the Rams. Fade away from Botts. He's feeling it. Dylan Botts. Caution flammable. 23-21. Halliburton, little stutter step on the drive. Foul called. Couple of free throws coming for Jermaine Halliburton. And Halliburton a little slow to get up. But he is up, shoots 60% from the line, trying to walk it off on the foul by Derek Curry. Second on Curry. Long stint on the bench for Spencer Ezewiro, who has 2 fouls, but how big would it be for the Falcons if they can negotiate this last 6 minutes when you expect that Ezewiro will have to stay on the bench and remain in this one. Dylan Botts shouldering a big load here in this first half. He's got 11. One more coming for Halliburton. Up and no good. Long rebound. The Rams have another chance. Wilhite will look down low for Oliveira. Oliveira spins back to his right, shot blocked. Jordan Willard with the sensational defense in the low post. Foul in the backcourt on Wilhite. Well, I thought it was Wilhite, but no, they're going to say it's Oliveira. Okay. Yeah, I got there a little late. Oliveira with his first. But the Rams in the penalty. So that'll send Willard to the line. After the spectacular defensive play, working one-on-one against Oliveira as he spun back to his right, but Willard able to elevate and get the block. Front end good for Willard. Jordan Willard, a 54% foul shooter. Just 2 points in the postseason in short minutes, but called on here. And Willard, who hits both, recall a couple of minutes ago hit that big shot hanging in the air just left of the lane. That at the time got the Falcons within 9 after they'd fallen behind by 11. That was a big shot for Willard, and that seemed to get something going for the Falcons. Now Willard with the steal. No numbers, but Willard going to try to go coast to coast, doesn't get the roll. Williams has the rebound for the Rams. Wilhite in transition in the air, no good. Foul called. King Nisani Wilhite, going to head to the line. Both teams in the penalty. Well, you can hardly blame Jordan Willard for the heat check. He's doing it all for the Falcons here over the last couple of minutes in particular. And nearly got the roll on the drive. Squire will replace Oliveira for the Rams. Wilhite will continue at the line. He's a 78% foul shooter. Hits them both. 25, 23, 4:59 remaining in the first half. Mata back on for the Falcons. Henry directing traffic. Still working on Wilhite, back outside. Botts pulls up, shot blocked from behind. Willard with the follow, nobody's fouled. Offensive rebound for Jordan Willard. And a chance at the line. He hit 2 moments ago. And Jordan Willard, another freshman, 6'7", out of Paramount High School. In Paramount. In and out. One more coming for Willard. Missed them both. Spears in transition will launch for 3 and hit. Ray John Spears quickly on the attack. The Rams push the lead back out to 5. Henry able to break the pressure into the lane. The teardrop, no good. Rebound to Williams. Rams will slow it down. Mitchell. Wilhite will look down low for Squire. Out of the double team, Wilhite puts it on the floor. Spears hooks it across. Mitchell drives the lane, back outside. Spears looking for back-to-back. It's good. Now it's Ray John Spears feeling it. 3 threes in the first half for Spears. 31-23. Just that quickly, the Rams push the lead back to 8. Brewer, Mata will try for a 3, no good. Mitchell has the rebound. Falcons got even at 23. But now an 8-0 run for the Rams. Squire up top. Will Height for 3, no good. Mata again for 3. This one is good. Well, you can't give him too many looks. Andrew Mata shoots 42% from three-point range. Struggled against that tough Husky defense in the third round. Just 1 of 6 from three-point range for Mata. And you've got to expect that that trend can't continue. And indeed, Mata, given a second chance here, buries the 3. Squire fouled, going to head to the line. John Squire, 73% from the line. Misses on the first. Well, if there is an Achilles heel for the Rams as a team on the season, it could be free throw percentage as a team, where they rank 81st in the 3C2A. So there have been some struggles at the line. 1 out of 2 for Squire. 32-26. But beyond that, you'd be hard-pressed to find a real area of concern for this Rams team. 29-1 on the season. Near turnover in the backcourt. Hayes keeps it. Long pass. They get it ahead. Now Botts with a 2-on-1. Pulls up from 15. It rattles out. Offensive rebound for Willard, but he lost it. Dug out as he gathered. Spears curls into the lane. Floater for Spears won't go. He's fouled. Ray John Spears with a couple of free throws coming. He shoots 54% from the line, and this is hardly out of nowhere for Ray John Spears, who averages 7 points a game. And again, we go back to something that Devin I said at the top. They don't have any 20-point scorers, but what they do have is about 12 guys who could score 20. I have to remember that. I'm going to have to borrow that. I'm going to have to steal that from Devin I. But Spears, 7 points a game on the season, but you look in the postseason, 16 points in the win over Fresno, 11 points in the win against San Jose, and already in double figures here against Cerritos. And this the luxury that the Rams so often have. They can find that hot hand and go to it. And it's Ray John Spears right now with 11 in the first half. Another dangerous pass and a backcourt violation on Hayes. So Spears will bring it in. 34-26. The lead is 8 for the Rams. And Russ May looking for some clarification on the call. And the turnover gives it back to the Rams. Well, we so often talk about that last 5 minutes of the first half, first 5 minutes of the second half, so critical. And you can imagine that it becomes even more important. Great feed to Glenn. The layup missed, but a foul called. And Glenn going to head to the line. Almost had the three-point play. Watch Squire with the dime. And Glenn just can't get the roll, but he will get a couple of free throws. But the Rams, with that potent ability to put together a quick run, the pressure defense and the ability to hit shots, particularly from long range. And they can score in bunches. They're on a 13-3 run here. 36 26. The lead back to 10. The Rams' largest lead has been 11. Hayes able to break the pressure. Shot clock at 20. Curry up top. Henry just 2 points here in the first half. Hayes will fire from downtown. No good. Spears between the circles. Rams looking for their largest lead. Glenn picked up by Curry in the switch. Starts a drive. Lost it out of bounds. Just over a minute to go first half. Botts back on for the Falcons. Off to Curry, lays it up and in. Falcons attacking the pressure from the Rams. 36-28. Mitchell up top. Hayes playing with 2 fouls. Mitchell on the drive. Out of the trap. And Henry has the steal. Trying to split the double team, and the foul in the backcourt on Glenn with 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, you can hardly blame Glenn, as Henry gives the slightest appearance of perhaps being out of control, but not really. Just that quick. And the strength and body control. And Glenn ultimately gets him with the body and picks up the foul. The second foul will send Glenn to the line. Darren Henry, an 85% foul shooter. Just his 3rd point. Second free throw up and good. The lead is 6 for the Rams. Wilhite. Henry up close. Near steal. On the drive, hanging in the air, double pump, no, tapped up, good. Squire on the follow after Mitchell couldn't get it to go, and a turnover in the backcourt gives it back to the Rams with 8 seconds to go. So instead of a last shot for the Falcons, it's one more opportunity, and Justin LeBlanc going to take a 30-second timeout. 38-30, the Rams on top. It's quarterfinal number 1, the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championships, day 1 on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Each team with 10 turnovers in the first half, but the Falcons give it away. 8 seconds remaining. It gives the Rams one more chance. Already leading by 8. They can play for the final shot. They'll get it into Wilhite. Down to 5 seconds. Wilhite, a drive on Hayes. Outside, Spears, 3 is good! Why not? Ray John Spears. Let's hold for just 1 second and make sure if that was a long 2 or a 3. They're going to call that a long 2 for Spears in the corner. Yeah, pretty good look there. The foot just on the line, but drains it. Another no-doubter for Ray John Spears, who finishes the first half with 13 points. Halftime from Mount San Antonio College in quarterfinal number 1 City College of San Francisco, the top seed in the North, up 10 on the Bay Area Online Sports Network.
I wasn't born a leader.
It wasn't given to me.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
Decide to lead. Enroll in ROTC to become an Army officer.
underway to start the second half. Rams with the 10-point lead and the ball. 40-30. Mitchell's three out front is good. And the Rams open up their largest lead at 13 as Mitchell drains the triple. Knocked out of play. This going to be off of Henry. Both teams with 10 turnovers in the first half. But the San Francisco pressure yields the turnover. And now they can look to extend on the 13-point lead. Wilhite along with Mitchell. Back on is Pusateri, who was in the starting lineup. So the starting five back on for the Rams to start the second half. Just a short stint for Antonio Pusateri. But back on was Squire, Mitchell, Wilhite, and Amos. Looking for Squire down low. Pusateri hangs in the air. Shot won't go. Rebound pulled down by Brewer and a jump ball. Pusateri gets in there and gets the tie up. Possession arrow belongs to the Falcons, so they will keep it. Dylan Botts led the way in the first half with 11 for the Falcons. Ray John Spears off the bench with 13 to lead the way for the Rams. Botts off to Hayes. Gets it back from Brewer, looking for Ezewiro down low. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Cerritos. Spencer Ezewiro, sophomore, back on with 2 fouls, as the Falcons also return with their starting 5. Botts, Brewer, Hayes, Henry, Ezewiro to the glass. Shot won't go. Foul called. Spencer Ezewiro will head to the line. And a little look over to the bench, as the Falcons will try to pump themselves up here in the second half, down 13. Hoping to continue this magnificent postseason run. Lucas Smith will check in for Marcel Hayes. So here in nearly the opening minute of the second half, Russ May will send on Smith. And Hayes will check out as Ezewiro hits them both. First 2 points, or I should say now 3 points for Ezewiro. The lead is 11 for San Francisco. Amos on the drive, the whistle before the shot. Tough assignment for Lucas Smith, just off the bench, and Amos goes right at him. And Amos has been getting to the line effectively in the postseason. 8 of 11 in the 2 postseason wins. On the drive again. The layup good for Amos, 45-32. Henry in some trouble, able to play it off of Wilhite. They had Henry in all kinds of trouble, trapped in the corner. That's a heady play from Henry to get the reset. Blake Brewer will bring it in, still looking. Gets it to Botts. Steps through the double, nearly treble. Henry fans it out. Smith for a 3 off the back iron. Long rebound. Wilhite able to tip it. Pusateri on the run. Brewer reaches in, and they're going to say it's off of Pusateri. Right in front of Justin LeBlanc. He's still arguing his case, but they're saying this is off of Antonio Pusateri. Falcons will get it back, down 13. With that 3, Ricky Mitchell was into double figures earlier in the second half. So Mitchell now with 11, to go along with Spears with 13. Ezewiro will face up on Squire. Starting to back down, wants to go right back to his left. Dug out by Amos, but it ends up with Smith. Shot clock down to 3. Botts with a long 3. It's good. Botts bailing out the Falcons. That pulls Cerritos back within 10 at 45-35. Squire. Shot off the glass, no good. Foul on the rebound. And this is on Ezewiro. Maybe with the late push. The strength of Squire, and that's good recognition from John Squire. And Squire in the postseason, not getting a lot of looks, just 4 field goal attempts in the 2 games. But I think a recognition there as they clear out, run a play in the low post for Squire to go right at Ezewiro and pick up. Well, initially, they were going to give that to Ezewiro. It would have been his 3rd, but now it looks like they're saying that it was on Curry. Is that possible? No. Okay, so the scoreboard doesn't have that right. Ezewiro does have 3 fouls. Henry on the drive, scoop, no good. Rebound controlled by Wilhite. Wilhite into the front court, looking to go coast to coast. In on Ezewiro, shot too strong, tipped up and in by Squire. 48-35. They keep it alive. Hayes back on. Rams up 13. Botts has been offensive option number 1. Goes to Ezewiro, faces up, jumper won't go. Pusateri has the rebound. 4-on-2 for the Rams. Ahead to Squire. They find Mitchell. Mitchell into the lane, comes up shooting. Off the back iron, rebound tapped around, controlled by the Rams. Mitchell for 3, no good. Long rebound, Brewer will track it down. Couple of looks for the Rams, who enjoy an advantage on the boards. They were +6 at the half and continue to extend against a Falcon team that has been a good rebounding team all season long. Henry's shot is short. Botts has the long rebound. 48-35. Falcons down 13. Henry will try for 3 and hit. Darren Henry with 7. Shoots 37% from 3-point range. Knocks that one down. Squire on the drive again, goes right at Ezewiro, who has to be careful playing with the 3 fouls. Great recognition from San Francisco as Squire gets the layup, pushes the lead to 12. Timeout on the floor. 15:25 remaining in the ballgame. Rams on top. Quarterfinal number 1, the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championships, Day 1 on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Just a quick timeout on the floor, and the Rams going to send in a fresh 5. So an entirely new unit on the floor, and we talked at the top about the depth for the Rams. The Falcons do have the advantage. They have not played since March 8th, so 5 days off. So you figure a young team can log some heavy minutes. But the Rams do have that luxury of a new unit on the floor. They get the turnover. Spears in transition, double pump, no good. Rebound to Hayes and lost it out of bounds. And they're going to say it's off of Marcel Hayes. So a second chance for the Rams. Halliburton for the Rams will bring it in. Out there with Wilkins, Glenn, Oliveira, and Spears. Halliburton drives the lane off to Oliveira, in from the left, missed the layup. Gets his own rebound, back up, rattles out. Still fighting in the lane. Henry with no numbers. Back outside to Botts. Falcons will set up. The Rams do a good job getting back. Mata has come on for Cerritos as well. Near steal for Glenn. Henry passed on the three, looking for Bonds. Halliburton deflects it out of bounds. Shot clock at 11. As Mata will bring it in. Well, it's a strong shooting unit on the floor with Botts, Henry, and Mata for the Falcons, and they'll need it. Down 12, Henry's three off the back iron. Long rebound, Botts tracks it down and saves it to Henry. Second chance for the Falcons. Henry has Oliveira in a switch. Clear out, puts it on the floor. Botts open for three. No good. Rebound to Oliveira. Good look for Botts. One of the few that didn't go. The lead remains at 12. Halliburton going to pull it out rather than take the shot. Shot clock at 17. Oliveira working down low. Back outside on the drive. Foul called as Glenn gets to the basket. And he'll have a couple of free throws coming. Jalen Glenn shoots 67% from the line. Glenn scoreless in the 2 wins in the postseason for a player averaging just under 8 points a game. But welcome to the City College of San Francisco Rams. It's just going to come from different players seemingly every night. In and out with the second, tipped up and nearly in as Awiro pulls it down. Almost a wrong basket for Mata. 1 out of 2 for Glenn. 13-point lead for San Francisco. Henry, a drive on Wilkins, scoops up and good. Darren Henry on the drive. He's got 9. The lead is 11. Oliveira working on Ezawiro with the 3 fouls. Tries to step back to his right. Shot might have been partially blocked. It's going to stay with City College of San Francisco. Well, even with the 3 fouls, Ezawiro is an enforcer. He and Willard each average over a block a game on the season. And as I say that, Willard will come on to replace Spencer Ezawiro. Willard had an outstanding run in the first half for the Falcons, and they'll need it again, down 11. Step back, stripped by Botts. Spears looking for the 3, but it's Botts trying to go coast to coast. Tipped up, no. Hayes able to keep it. Back outside, Falcons looking to reset. Mata open for 3, no good. Rebound on the floor, but on the baseline, going back to the Rams. Tough stretch for the Falcons. Had a couple of good looks on the initial drive, and then Mata had a great look, but couldn't get a shot to fall. They still trail it by 11. Amos. Spears for 3, no good. Rebound Henry. Henry jets into the front court to the basket. The reach in and a foul. Ray John Spears with his 2nd foul. Henry with the relentless pressure. Talked about leading the South Coast in assists. Also top 10 in the conference in scoring. Darren Henry at 14.3 points per game. 1 of 3 Falcons, averaging in double figures for the season. Gets the roll. That number is going up, by the way, in the postseason. Henry averaging a little over 19 a game in the 3 postseason wins. Hits them both. Falcons creep within 9. Glenn off to Amos in the weave. Will Height. Look for Glenn working against Mata to the reverse. Up and good. So Glenn getting it going. He's got 7. Henry able to split the double team. Mata for 3. It's good. Mata 2 for 4 from 3-point range. He's got 6. Falcons within 8. That 3 ball, the great equalizer. No lead safe. Glenn going right back at Mata. Shot too strong. Williams with the follow. Dominic Williams, the freshman, with the putback, 55-45. Rams lead it by 10. Clock moving, 11-10 and counting. Remaining in the second half. Halliburton able to dig it out, but it's out of play. It'll stay with Cerritos. Short stint on the bench for Ezewiro, who returns for Willard. Mata will bring it in. Shot clock at 16. Ezewiro outside. Guarded by Williams. Shot clock down to 7. Now Henry needs to make something happen. He'll fire for 3. Karam's off, no good. Rebound to Mitchell. Amos into the lane, back outside. All day on the 3 for Will Height. He'll knock it down. You cannot give King the Sunny Will Height that kind of time. The 3 ball gives the Rams a 58-45 lead from Mount San Antonio College. .45. Rams with the 13-point lead. 10:34 remaining in the ball game. It was a 10-point lead at the half for San Francisco. They have extended now out to 13. Falcons trying to hang around, looking for a run. The Rams have led throughout, a couple of ties. But from the outset, Rams grabbed the early lead and have managed to hold it. Hayes in from the right, hanging in the air, the block for Williams. Back the other way, Halliburton in transition. Will Height drives the lane, floater from Will Height is good, 60-45. Largest lead for the Rams at 15. Henry into the front court, finds Box. Hayes open, little jump good for Hayes. He's able to attack the pressure that time. Still trailing by 13, under 10 to go. Backdoor feed, Williams in a crowd, has that one blocked by Mata. Stolen in the backcourt. Henry looking for a foul. Instead, it's a breakaway and a dunk for Mitchell. 62-47. with the pressure in the backcourt. Henry jets to the basket. Foul called. Henry flying into Corey Rubin down there working camera for us in a dangerous spot. You see Corey, we'll take you back to the dunk for Mitchell off the steal. But Henry flying around out there. Devin and I talking about the speed of Darren Henry, and it's on another level. And he doesn't just have the speed, tends to go hard as well. Battles home the first free throw, still perfect at the line. Relatively quiet first half for Darren Henry, just 4 points, but now 8 points and counting in the second half. He's got 12. But thus far, the principal problem for the Falcons is a lot of difficulty sustaining any kind of run. 2 for 2 for Henry. The Rams between the pressure. Ability to hit shots. It is just hard to get anything going. Mitchell's three is good. Mitchell now leads all scorers with 16. After that, 3 bots off to Brewer in from the right. He'll throw it down. 65-51 on the dunk. Mitchell quickly back, same spot, in and out with the 3. Hayes snaps down the board. Bots into the front court. Fans it out. Brewer will try for 3 this time. No good. Tapped off the glass, off to Bots. Floater for Bots is good. Second chance points for the Falcons, 65-53. They're back within 12. Up top with Squire. Amos will get it to Mitchell. Mitchell doesn't want the 3. Instead, they'll look for Squire. And on Ezewiro, the double comes from Bots. Squire tries to muscle it up. Ezewiro has the rebound. Falcons can get it down to single digits with a long one. Henry outside Bots. Hayes on the offensive foul. Nope, they're going to say there was on Spears. Boy, I don't know. Definitely a little forearm extension there as well. They're going to say that Ray John Spears didn't get there in time, and instead he picks up his 3rd foul. And anytime there's a controversial call down on the floor, it's not going to be long before we hear from Mike Zepeda. And Mike Zepeda going to join us. Yeah, Michael. 65-53, the Rams maintain the 12-point lead. Ezewiro on the drive, working on Squire. And good for Spencer Ezewiro. He's got 6. 65-55. The Falcons have a run to get all the way back in this one. Glenn. This is on the 3. Drive on Brewer. Pump fake, missed the layup. Ezewiro has the rebound. Might have sensed Ezewiro coming. Bots on the drive, just throws it up. No good, no whistle coming. Long rebound to Glenn. 4 on 3 for the Rams. They find Spears. His 3 is good. Ray John Spears continues his hot shooting. It's his first 3 points in the second half after that monster first half. But that's a big 3, 68-55, pushes the lead back to 13, 7:05 remaining. to January 10th. And the one loss this season for City College of San Francisco. It was at home against Las Positas in that game. Las Positas out-rebounded the Rams by 11 and held them to 15% from three-point range. So that might be the playbook on how to do it, but tonight, I should say this afternoon, 39% from three-point range for the Rams with that big shot. They have a rebound advantage of 4 first half. So it's been a valiant effort by the Falcons, but so far it would seem only one team has been able to get that blueprint done.
I have to imagine that was a lot of
As if they wouldn't remember. Squire with the steal. He'll lay it up and in. 70-55. That relentless pressure continues to trouble the Falcons. Hayes out of the trap, finds Box. Down 15 for the Falcons. Henry at the controls. They find Hayes on the curl. Stops and pops from 10 feet. Pretty from Marcel Hayes.
You know, it's unfortunate, Jeff, because Cerritos team looks like they can get any shot they want in the half court, but they have to play tempo. That feels right what the City wants to do.
Yeah, they have been playing a faster tempo for much of their conference schedule, but Squire's long three out of bounds. Back to Cerritos, and Devin and I talked about that at the top as well, about the pace that you want to play, and it's just hard to tell yourself that it's a good idea to really run up and down with this Rams team that loves to play that style and goes about 12 or 13 deep on that bench.
Bigs that can shoot.
Zawiro outside, Bots. Drive on Amos. Fouled. Heading to the line. Bots with a couple of free throws coming. Just under 6 to go.
I think right now, if you're Cerritos, you just have to attack. Relentless attack, because if you wait at all, the defense is just going to smother you. And how do you beat pressure? You attack the pressure. And right now, Cerritos, when they get into a situation where they're thinking about it, that's when they create turnovers and the City goes back the other way.
Yeah, they have done it a few times of note here tonight and had some success, but the pressure and just the consistent length among that big rotation, 12, 13 players, and it's seemingly one player another coming off the bench with that kind of length and athleticism to really give you trouble with that defensive pressure. Halliburton back on with Amos.
The Citrus game too?
Yep. Should be a fun up and down coming up in our next game.
Speaking of tempo.
Yeah, two teams that like to run. As we'll see Las Positas. And we're going to get up over 90 in that one.
We'll take the over.
Let's see what the over's at. I might put the over 200 on that one. Open three for Glenn, no good, and the rebound off to Henry. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Henry pulls up from 17 and hits.
They get lucky. San Francisco runs a great set on the other end. They just missed a wide open three.
70-60. And for Jalen Glenn, who shoots 31% out there. Had a good look. Step back, Spears. He is on fire. He's got 19.
Shoot 50%. He's 5 of 10 from 3, Jeff. You have Spears at 5 for 10. Mitchell Jr. 4 for 9.
That's of the step back variety. And just like that, it goes from 10 to 13. Bots elevates the shot, no good, no foul. And now the Rams with the luxury of running a little time if they want. We're under 5 to go. They lead it by 13. Semifinals on the men's side Saturday at 1 and 3. Looking for our first semifinalist here.
They're sloppy on the set.
Halliburton quickly down low. Glenn in a crowd. Shot no good. Squire offensive rebound. Zawiro blocked it.
Or jump ball.
So the jump ball, the possession arrow with City College. So San Francisco gonna keep it. Mitchell will come in to replace Glenn. Shot clock at 1, meanwhile, so this is going to have to happen quickly. Long three, Spears. Why not? Goes Glass, and I'll tell you, he's hot enough, he might have called it. Can't say for sure.
They were blocked by Glass here.
But if there's one guy, as Henry with the reverse around and out, as Aguero has the rebound. Hacked away, stolen by Mitchell. Spears in transition, hangs in the air, shot no good, foul called. Free throws coming for Ray John Spears, but if there's one guy who with 1 on the shot clock, if I'm over on that Cerritos sideline, I don't want to touch the ball. It's probably Ray John Spears.
You know, and I wonder if that shot got off before the shot clock went to 0. I wonder if we can take another look at that.
Just one, just enough time.
Yeah, we're going to take one more look at that.
Spears hits the first. Spears closing in on a season high.
Because there was 1 on the shot clock. Ball in hand, right there. And it's at 0.
Well, another plug for instant replay. For us, we're trying.
Well,
so far we haven't gotten it.
Right now, it's an 18-point game. Not much is going to matter, but hey, you never know. Down the line. I know there were a couple plays last year down the stretch that might have garnered some interest from a replay standpoint. That's a bad foul.
Mata shot from way downtown. Amos going to pick up the foul. Doesn't love the call. Meanwhile, Spears has equaled a season high with 23 here tonight. Actually, no, 24. So he has set a new season high.
It's a coaching point there for Coach LeBall. You know, you have a player shooting from beyond NBA range. You know what? If he makes it, great. Don't give him 3 free throws.
Andrew Mata, sophomore, just a 40% foul shooter. Always interesting to see a guy who is better from three-point range than at the foul line. Shows the mental side of shooting a basketball. And with the second. So one more coming for Mata. Missed him. So Mata comes up empty. 78-60, the Rams in command. Under 4 minutes to go on their way to the semis. Shot won't go as Aguero has the rebound. Spears finally missed one. Corner 3 for Hayes won't go. Mata will try. And over the outstretched arm of Spears, Mata knocks it down. He's got 9. No, didn't get 3 points at the free throw line, but managed to get himself back out where he's comfortable. It's the 3, 78-63. And the Rams certainly content to run some clock. Looking for the back door for Spears. Good anticipation. Bonds has the steal. Henry in transition in on Oliveira. Hayes open for 3. It's good. Marcel Hayes makes it back-to-back threes for the Falcons. One last push, perhaps.
Yep.
2:40 remaining. The Falcons back within 12, 78-66. Day 1, the 3C2A Men's Basketball Championships here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Rams will work at the length of the court. Falcons down 12. Halliburton beats the pressure. Gets it to Spears. The Rams run some clock. Will Height leans over the dribble. Shot clock at 13. In the vernacular, the great Jim Durham, Falcons probably need to pitch a shutout at this point to have any kind of chance. Spears 3. Rams no good. Botts has it. To the front court. Botts drives to the basket. Shot no good. Tipped up no. Squire has the rebound. 2 looks. Point blank for the Falcons, but can't get it to go. The lead remains at 12. Will Height again. 10. Kills a little clock. On the drive. Layup. Good. Will Height pushes the lead back to 14. He's got 15 in the game. Henry, a little stutter step on Halliburton to the left hand. Aaron Henry with the finish. He's up to 17 in the game. 13 of those coming in the second half. It's going to be too little, too late for the Falcons, who are going to fall a little short here. Cinderella run through this 2025 postseason is going to come to an end here in the quarterfinals. The Rams up 12, 109 remaining. Foul on Henry. Falcons not in the penalty. Mitchell will bring it in. It'll be just another 30-win season for City College of San Francisco. With the win here, 30-1 and on to the semifinals as they pursue a 5th championship under Justin LeBlanc. And with that 5th championship, that would put LeBlanc all alone atop championship count for coaches in the 3C2A, as he will pull ahead of the great Jerry Tarkanian. Each with 4 as it stands now. So yet another thing to play for the Rams. Henry on the drive goes high off the glass. No good, foul call. 37.5 remaining. We'll step aside briefly at the conclusion of this one. Come back. Get you ready for our second matchup. Free throw good. Two for Henry. Zeta Citrus up next. His track shoes ready. Fast-paced. From the outset. And of course, this just the first of 4. All 4 quarterfinals for you. And the Barry Online Sports Network. Join us for any or all of it. Spears, 54% from the line on the season. What a game he has had. He coolly knocks them both down. He's got 26 in the game. Botts, long 3, didn't get any. Out of bounds, and with 26 seconds remaining, see if the Falcons look to extend. So goes for the steal. It appears as though the Falcons will be content. This one run out. Rams led throughout, but were not in control throughout. The Falcons chased them for 40 minutes, but ultimately could not catch up. Final score 82-70. City College of San Francisco, the top seed in the North. They are on to the semis. Now wrap up our coverage of quarterfinal number 1. Step aside, rejoin and get you ready for quarterfinal number 2 at day 1 of the 3 CCCAA Men's Basketball Championships on the Bay Area